So what do you prefer, the nun pizza with left beef, or the McDonald's sandwich that's just 12 servings of mayonnaise called the creamy splatter?
Uh, the nun pizza with left beef any day. Oh god, that's a horrible. I hate mayonnaise.
I don't know. That was the most fun I've ever had with McDonald's was definitely when they did that stupid fucking make your own burger online promo thing, where you could like you could put together your own preferred sandwich, and then it was like the most horrifying thing in existence. Oh, I loved it.
That sounds terrifying. I hate it.
I'll have to show you the memes later. It was really good.
A really, really funny conversation is the first frame of this video is the best and worst of American society on a sesame seed bun.
Hi, Tall.
Hi, Sticky. Here we are again.
How are you?
Looking at, oh lord, I don't know, that face.
Well, nobody else will be. I guess I can just edit this face in now that you've mentioned it. But yeah, I thought this was a great place to hit record.
He's doing nearly like the Lin-Manuel Miranda lip bite. I find that very upsetting.
Yeah, that's a reference that I don't understand, like at all. Not even slightly.
Yeah, because
sure.
You are blissfully insulated from Hamilton and all of its...
Hamilton? You mean, isn't that thing about them slaves?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean those slave owners, yeah.
Well, see, I'm a true American, so I don't engage in
it's
politics.
So American, you don't even live here.
Yeah, that's what look, there's plenty of people in Canada who claim to be American and do not live in America. Let me try that again. There's plenty of people in Canada who think of themselves as American. I've seen MAGA hats in town. We're not immune.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh yeah, anyway. Welcome to part 5. We'll be doing the Rory part now. Are you excited? Are you ready?
The Rory part. More of the sewer. More!
No, the sewer's extra long now. You'll see.
No, oh no. Oh no, I thought we were almost done. Oh no, okay.
Well,
okay. I'll be okay.
Well,
I can
shall
get
we
through
start?
This. I'm ready.
Yeah, well, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good choice. Apparently, Mr. Alex Man is it appears that he doesn't like purchasing the smaller versions of items. Like, if he is asked, he wants to, what do they call it, supersize me.
A true American.
Yeah, sometimes in the narrative, they talk about Alex like he's round or he's, like, fat or something, but he's, like, he's not even slight. Yeah, and when we see him in his, like, naked dream form, not only does he have cum gutters, but he appears to be, like, built. So I don't know what oh god, here we go.
Oh no.
So this is the YIIK 1.2 version of this.
Oh, Rory, you are so wrong. So wrong.
Can't you see her too? That's my sister. That's Carrie.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
Oh shit! It's an entity! We need to get the hell out of here!
Actually, we've been killing them for a while, Alex. They used to be unkillable, but now we can just put a gun in them.
Didn't have a gun before. Like a true American, we needed a gun to solve our problems.
Wait.
Yeah, Alex, you should have spent all that trash money on a shotgun.
Carrie, I brought some friends. This is Alex, Michael, and Vella. They're gonna help us.
Rory, that isn't your sister.
It's clearly you, dude.
Shut up! That's Carrie. Can't you feel it? It's so familiar. I can prove it. She understands what I'm feeling.
I don't know, I think Rory is...
I've never been this close.
Those tears are just cubes.
They're rectangular prisms and they're perfect.
Excuse me, rectangular
Rory,
prisms. I mean, they kind of work. I don't hate them, but...
I think with like a little bit more groundwork and a little bit less fighting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle references in a sewer, this could have actually been really like emotionally compelling.
What the hell are you talking
Yeah,
about?
but instead, if you're up to this point and playing naturally, and playing in the older versions, Rory is deeply unlikable and annoying.
And you've already had like and the plot getting up to this point has really tried your patience in 20 different ways. So why would you have any empathy for this asshole?
Rory, what really happened to your sister? Something
Well, I have empathy for this asshole, but you know, you're a monster.
Rory, please. I'm here to help you. Did your sister really
Michael, you look
These-
terrifying.
Yeah, because he's thinking about pulling a gun.
If I shoot Rory right now, would this solve the problem?
I meant shoot the sole survivor, but
Legal.
Rory, that's terrible.
you know what I don't like? You can see a seam in her eye line,
Did she do it?
What the hell kind of
like
question
where
is
it's
that?
connected to the top
It's
of
those
her eye.
bastards at school.
I didn't even notice that. I've just been
Stupid
haunted
girls
by the
always
fact that
ragging
the
on her,
lighting was
going out
so
of their
weird
way
on
to
her
make
face
feel
earlier.
bad, picking on her for being my sister.
It's meant to be abstract.
This is all my fault.
No,
It's
it's
all
just the
because of
light
me,
bounces funny
because
off
of what
those
I'm like.
polygons.
You know?
How did you find this place, Rory? When did
I don't
you
know
first
what's
see
going
your
on
soul
with the
survivor?
lighting on Rory's head
It
there.
was 2 weeks after she died.
Where'd all his tear
I
go?
found her things.
Yeah.
Came down there thinking.
Also,
she
the
fell
lighting
down.
keeps changing.
So,
I mean, it's
don't
not
know.
that big of a deal.
And then
I like Alex's
I
face.
thought,
He's
thought
thinking
about
about
dying too.
maybe I should have gotten a normal-sized birch beer.
I needed to
What
get
if-
away from this world.
What if I
Do I have
didn't
a-
go to
Find
college
her.
for liberal arts?
Maybe I should have been
But
a
you knew she was
teacher.
dead, didn't you?
Of course. But
It's okay. You can tell me. I'm not judging.
Well, remember
anything
that the
you
original
say.
version of this
Tell me all
scene
of it.
is not dynamic, and it's just cut like box after box of these two rattling, while Alex, which I'm pretty sure they've cut out several of them, where Alex is just like, come on, what's going on? And they're clearly getting to it, and he's like, just
separated
tell
from my
me.
physical form, and then I
Because
saw my
he's
body
like
and
an
my
impatient
sister,
little baby.
which you saved me.
I think this is new.
Did you leave the Earth?
I was so close. I was so far away. And then I saw it. The soul survivor. The entity. Whatever the hell you called it.
Rory, please listen to me carefully. You left your body when you surrendered yourself to your misery. You abandoned this physical form, and your soul was about to enter the soul space.
Yeah, your sister is actually
But
my
what you
sister
saw
now.
was not your sister.
But she really
Look at-
doesn't
look at
want
Alex
to
in the
be my
background.
sister.
It's not hers.
Not even looking.
It is yours. I've traveled the soul space, and I understand what I am seeing when I look at the entities. I see the marks of
So
your
was
soul,
that circle,
and I can
like,
tell you that
His
that
sim. Why
is
is there some
another
like
you. Somewhere out there.
what
in
are
the
they
soul
called?
space,
Some cones
this
coming out of
you
his
left
side?
his world
He's been
and
shot there,
stumbled
but that
on
doesn't make
yours.
any sense given that
That's
didn't
you
happen.
from another plane.
Well,
It's
that
likely
maybe
it
he
was
had maybe he
experiencing
drank
the
himself
same
to death.
suffering as you.
What?
He did the teenage special and
understand.
drank some bleach. Oh, I shouldn't say that. That's
Bella, can you please
cut that,
explain
cut
what's
that.
going on here?
Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional.
I'm not
I
cutting
understand
it.
what you were feeling.
I refuse to not be
This
disturbing.
depression is unbearable. I can't take it anymore. The depression pain part is an unavoidable.
Okay, seriously, what's
reality.
Alex doing
But
back
whether
there
or not
though?
you can
He doesn't
overcome
want to
it
be
is up
here.
to
He's
you.
trying to leave.
You
He doesn't
decide
But
care.
if you're
he
going
keep
to
but he
going.
keeps saying what's
Your
going
sister
on.
is gone.
Despite
There's
it's
no
pretty
changing.
obvious what's going on.
Traveling the soul space
Yeah, he's
is
trying to find a door,
incredibly
that's why he's saying
dangerous.
what's going
And if
on.
you're not careful, you'll end up like him. You can't
By the way,
help but feel
90%
pain,
of this is
but
just
you can
empty
get through
dialogue,
the
which is one of the
suffering.
problems with all
That
this.
will go
And
away.
also a problem with the
I
concept of
know, it's easy for
postmodernism,
me to say.
which
I'm not the one
not
whose sister is
postmodernism,
dead.
but how
But
it's
you have to
depicted in
understand
this
that I am
game,
telling you
because
the
it's
true
attempting to
reality
go
of the
for this is
situation.
like written like a
You're
book.
playing with some otherworldly dangers here.
But oh yeah, here we go. We're not in a book, we're playing a game. It's a lot better now that the cutscene's all dynamic. It's fun, more interesting, but
Damn it! Guys, we need to run!
I'm not ready.
Authentically-
I'm not ready.
What is
authentically, everything up to this moment should have been a minute long and not 6. Yeah.
Oh god. Oh god,
Yeah,
it's
here's Sephiroth. I didn't, hear the bell, hear the beat, I don't know why he's Sephiroth. At least the wing motif is more important now, because he was the only one who had these weird wings.
Reality after reality, I find a similar scenario. Children playing a game they
By
don't
the way,
understand.
for listeners, I want you to think about the fact that YIIK I.V,
have
if
time
read
and time
as
again,
Roman numerals, is YIIK number 4,
illicit
and that there are, in
Soul
fact,
traveler.
4 versions of
I
YIIK.
sentence you.
I mean, that's more accurate than saying there's 1.5.
You
Well, yeah.
reside
I
in
don't
this
think that's what they were trying. I think they're. I don't know what they're. Yeah, do it. Do it. Do it with your weird foldy sword. Anyway, there's the beta, there's 1.0, there's 1.2, and then there's this one. I don't know. This just happens and then it unhappens, implying it's probably one of those. It's like when Michael punches Alex, alternate world or something. God, why does it have to be that fucking shirt?
All could be forgiven if he was wearing a different shirt. What if he was wearing a Homestuck shirt? Would you accept that?
Stop making it so that every episode has fucking Homestuck in it. I already regret bringing it up the first time.
And it is also
Wow, they're on a big green screen stage. Whoa, and now it's happening again.
Just saying the same words.
Playing
No
Well, yeah,
further
'cause it's-
understanding.
don't understand.
Well, it's
No
meant to be
matter
multiversal.
as I have
It's
time
another
and time
version.
again, I will remove your illicit presences, starting with you, the paralleled one. Interesting.
Imagine getting sniffed by
You
this
shouldn't
big
be
man.
here either, chance traveler, and you, stitched into reality's fabric for dramatic effect, playing the childhood mate. You don't
I do like this shot a lot.
Perhaps
I like
the
Michael
similarities
staring him down
between
like
this
that.
Scenario and the others.
I mean, Michael
Only
obviously
surface
knows
level.
what's up.
Soul traveler, I sentence you to soul.
See,
death.
this
You
sentence
will
has soul in
reside
it one
this
too many
reality.
times.
No more.
Either you call him a traveler and announce soul death, or you say it's a soul survivor and then call it death. Saying it twice is too many. Those weird triangles are gone. Oh yeah, anyway, so the thing about abstract postmodernism and all that is that the average gamer, let alone the average person, doesn't have a firm grasp of what these terms mean and just take them to be trippy visuals, confusing dialogue, and overly winded nonsense. So, you're not going to get a lot of people who are going to be, like, understanding.
And now you. How will you?
So when you
justify
already
your
had the
continued
original
existence?
version of this, where they appear and go, lemonade, and are a big meme, and now now they're taking it seriously. If they had taken it seriously to begin with, that might have meant something. But they also changed the song. It used to be this, like, fucked up, heavy rock track. Yeah, look how much HP he has. This was slightly unnerving.
I mean, he was threatening the first time around, but just in the way that was annoying in the old combat. This is
Well, yeah,
actually
because
more-
the old thing was he would just eat soul survivors and you had to deal with way too many turns. Time to begin Superstar Michael. This is where I had a moment and I went, wait a minute, I remember something about these guys. When I rob them, they drop something.
They give you
this
that
is the-
Stardust?
Yeah, they drop Stardust, which is a good PP item. So I'm starting to think, like, do I want to be greedy or do I want to live
We want to milk these soul survivors
for their yummy, yummy dust?
so that
This isn't
Michael
where you
can
belong,
shoot.
girl.
It appears he has unique lines for all of the party members, which is fun. Yeah, you can see my immediate strategy is going to make sense here, because if I had not started the Superstar Michael plan, I wouldn't have had him down by 1/6 of his health.
Yeah, that's like that's 39 points from one shot.
Yeah, so the plan immediately becomes, no, kill him before he can kill us. Look at Vella. Goodbye, Vella. Don't worry, we have a new mechanic to deal with, and this will be where Rory somehow becomes the MVP.
Oh god.
I know.
I mean, this is his dungeon.
For some reason, the Golden Alpaca just drops random food items, but the Soul Survivors drop something neat. I was hoping he would drop, like, a funny equipable, but no.
This isn't where you belong, girl.
I don't know why, but it appears that the Golden Alpaca treats Panda as being Vella. Yeah, so after someone dies, one of your party members gets automatically shuffled in to cover for them. which is good. It's a good mechanic. It means that it's important to keep your whole party teamed up, and also makes you want to deal with letting them die in theory to then let someone fill in.
Instead of it being a matter of a 3-person strategy, you get the full 6?
No, I think there's more of them now.
Okay.
Depends on whether or not you count Sammy.
And whatever in the world becomes of Asuka. Oh, and Essentia, that's what I'm forgetting.
Yeah, and there's also the Crow now, and I'm not gonna name them all. This fight is like fun, unlike the older version of this, because he's like threatening. However, this is where Rory's little parry mechanic actually becomes useful, because he seems really intent on trying to kill Rory for some reason. So I'm gonna continue the plan.
I mean, if Rory just had a kind of taunt or aggro mechanic, then this would be much better.
It does. I'm not gonna say he's completely useless, because his new support abilities make him very handy. He has the ability to hand other players a heart card, and he can hand them one of his cards, which is nice. He makes a good back row to come in after Vella explodes, which is where he will stay. I'm just gonna keep trying to keep her
You've already
alive.
got him down by over half health.
Yeah, I know. It's going well. He also appears to... I don't know what's going on, because he's supposed to start trying to eat his soul survivors to keep gaining strength, but he hasn't resummoned them? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because he killed Vella and there's some kind of clause in the game.
I also quite like his little sprite down in the bottom on the action track.
Looks good. I think a lot of the new assets are quite nice. Yeah, also, Rory's absurd speed. This is maybe when I realize. Is this when I notice? Watch him take an action when he's not parrying. Watch him on the bar on the bottom. Watch how fast he goes.
Oh my god.
So he already gets to take another turn, after already handing off that suture almost immediately. Look, he's already got another one. And he'll be back pretty quickly. He moves as fast as his OC, which I think is funny.
A much better designed support character.
Yeah, now he actually provides a good, useful shield for keeping people alive. And Alex being the like, actual defense tank. Everything's kind of panning out here.
Then what's Vella doing?
To not be important anymore. Well, she has a damage buff, so she buffs Michael and then dies.
Be gone, reality breaker.
I think he was trying to attack Alex there.
Alex being the
Reality breaker. The unparalleled one, the chance traveler, the breaker of realities, and then the one I missed.
Michael, whatever did sewed himself into this or something.
Did you notice I got an item that was just called Han Shot
Didn't
First?
anticipate my wounds.
Are they? Because you're never gonna go away and you're not gonna shut up.
How did I not see it? It was already.
Yeah, Elden Ring's been out for a while. Oh!
Okay, what the hell was that thing? Why did we have to kill it? And
The
what
only
is
answer
going
to this
on?
you get
I've been
properly,
sitting
I
here
think
for 30
IV
minutes
has a
while
better
you and
explanation
Rory
slightly,
talked in
but
riddles and ignored my
in the
questions.
beta,
This is insane. What is a soul
Vella
survivor?
describes the golden alpaca
Calm
as a
down,
universal
Alex.
constant that's
I'll explain
oh
it
that's
now.
like
I haven't been intentionally leaving you in the dark.
some
I don't
anime
feel like I'm
character.
character.
that. Oh god.
This is too
How
much.
available was anime
Congrats,
in this
Michael's
supposed
taking this
90s
better.
era?
There were
I
anime
know
fans
you've
in this
seen
era, but a lot of people were just
but what
Dragon
I'm
Ball
going
fans.
to tell you
Sailor
is
Moon,
I need you to understand that I don't have all the answers. I
Inuyasha.
can only say
Oh,
what I know to be
Inuyasha,
true
my
from my
beloved.
experiences.
I get it. Spit it out already, Vella.
What you just saw.
she's not even
was
talking
Soul
about
Survivor.
the Golden Alpaca. The
Or an
Golden
entity.
Alpaca is a universal
Both names are
constant that
accepted.
reality creates
These
as an
beings are a visual
essential
representation of
figure
a soul
to
that has escaped
right
from its
wrongs
body.
and
You
reset
see,
things that
it
should
is
not be
entirely
there, hunting
possible
down
for a
people
human
who are
being
not
to
supposed
separate
to
their soul from their body.
exist, and yada
In
yada
doing
yada.
so, you leave
And
behind your physical form,
if
and
I
more
recall
often,
correctly, the
you can't
dialogue
retrieve
is,
it.
well, why is it a golden
The separation of
alpaca?
mind
And the answer
or
is,
soul
I don't know, it had to be
from the
something.
body can
Which
only
is a
be
good
achieved
enough
by
answer.
accepting an
And instead there's all
existence of a
this
non-physical
about
nature.
non-corporeal and
stumbles on this
facets
facet
of
of reality
reality,
after
and
undergoing
it's
a
too much.
transformation of a
I
great
think this
nature.
explanation was already pretty
Rory's
okay,
case,
given like the already
philosophical
6-minute
sister that
conversation
pushed
they
him
had
towards
leading up to
exchanging
the
his
golden
physical
alpaca.
yeah, now it's just gonna keep going.
This is where things
Saying,
Rather-
so
about
please
this
bear
picture,
with me. What are you, a
please
teacher?
bear with
Shut
me.
up.
Our souls do not belong to ourselves.
See what I mean?
The-
Like, this
in the
is too much.
traditional sense
The,
of the word
it
belong.
proper
Our souls are shared
abstract
by
dialogue.
otherworldly
This should have
versions of
been
you,
it.
me,
She
and
should have
everyone else.
said,
There is an
we are in a
Alex out
place
there,
between worlds
another
that
world,
blend
who has
between
the
other
same soul,
realities.
but different
Our
life
souls
experiences.
are not
A
our
soul
own,
survivor is
and
the soul
when
that has
they
left his physical form,
do
as well
this,
as his
it
reality, and
happens.
entered into
It should
a
be
world where a
snappy. It
physical
should be
version of
quick,
his or her
because
soul
we're playing a
already
video
exists.
game.
No,
Normally,
it doesn't
when you
feel
abandon
quite
your
so much
physical
like
form,
a teacher
you
as
become
a
an omnipotent
preacher.
entity who exists
Yeah.
just in their own reality. You can't return to your
You
body
can't
once
return your
you've
body.
left it behind.
These are all like
Soul
rules that could come up
survivors
later
are
if
souls
they
whose
matter,
realities
but they
have
don't matter.
been destroyed, and they managed to
And so
leave
instead they
their
are just
reality
dead weight
in
on
hope
the
of finding
narrative.
a physical form.
Mhm.
So that being right there is Rory, a different Rory, one whose reality was destroyed and
Okay, but
he's
does he
attempted
like
to
is he a
find
person
physical
still, or is he
reality
just like
to
an
exist in.
entity?
What?
Did
How
we
do you
just
know?
kill
She,
Rory?
because she
Because I
also,
have left
how
my
come she
physical
was able to
body,
move her body
surfed,
between
and
this?
explored the soul space,
This
and come to
brings up
understand
too
the
many
nature of the
questions and
universe.
has
But
too.
you have a
Yeah, here we
physical
go.
form. How did
When
you
you
return
say
your
it isn't
body when you
possible.
say it isn't possible?
This is not my reality, Alex. There was another me here, and she left. I was able to take her physical space because
Okay, but
her
does that mean
soul
you
had
took her
already
body?
left this world.
I think so. That's what makes sense
And-
to me.
Okay,
is
but
the
what if
soul
you're like
space?
different people? What if
The
you
soul
move into another
space is-
world and you're trans?
How do I explain this?
You know, the trans menace got you.
Imagine a ring. In this ring is a series of worlds.
Hey, do you have to be
When
alive
one
for it
world
to
is
work?
destroyed, the soul space shrinks.
Why do we
and
have to
the ring
imagine a
gets smaller.
ring?
When a soul leaves their location in the soul space,
Okay, then the ring thing
another
didn't even
soul
matter.
of the same origin, like another me,
This
can take
works
its place
more like
and regain
Pokemon
physical
trading.
form.
This is
If they
crazy.
kept this
How
less
did you figure all this out?
wordy,
That's
it
personal.
probably would have worked
Look,
better.
what
But we
leads
have
people
this
to find
overly
the soul
long
space is
dialogue, and
different
they're
for
all
each
still in the
person, and I'm
background, not
not
doing
going to
anything
share that
interesting.
with you.
And this is the more
This is all
important
fine,
part,
shit,
which is
but it doesn't bring
Rory.
my sister back. Soul space, minds,
If they wanted to do
realities,
all of
that
this,
shit,
there should have
who
been an
even cares?
optional ability to go speak to
Rory,
Vella and have
it's
her
okay.
exposit
Take a
all
deep
this
breath
crap
with me.
at you.
Right,
But
with
instead,
the
it's
deep
put
breaths.
into
This
the
isn't
breath.
okay.
And I'll say this again. If you're
Let's
paying
get out of
attention,
this
a lot
sewer.
of this stuff
I
is
can explain this
obvious.
better in the fresh air.
So this is exclusively writing that only influences the cheap seats, but the cheap seats don't care.
What? The cat chaser? What?
Yeah. So now there's this. You know, I'm a big fan of Morrowind, and that's a very wordy game. That's a game where you can talk to somebody and get like 50 paragraphs of dialogue. But that is because it's dependent on you wanting to pay attention to the game. And the game wants you to, and you don't have to if you don't want to. Was that a Sammy panty shot? I'm gonna assume my eyes were just failing me.
I was more confused by what she was doing with her arm. Was she the one spinning the windmill?
I don't know. It's just trippy visuals. Hey, Sammy, do a flip.
Oh.
Alex's. But they have different colored robes. Well, some of them do. There's two blue ones.
The
Do you think
Council
those
of
that?
Alex.
Do you think that was like awkward? Like, well, one of us has to change. Well, I'm the blue one. No, I'm the blue one. Yeah, it's another weird Ascension dream, despite the fact that it's the whole, like, this is another, like, bizarre writing choice, that something postmodern, something abstract. We are going to have this thing. Alex is going to wake up, talk about what happened, and then we're going to flash back to that exact same scene, and it's going to continue.
What? That's
Yeah.
not good. That's not.
I don't know what these
good
colors
storytelling.
mean. No, it's not, and it's also pointless dialogue in most of the cases.
You know,
Ooh, what's
as
with
an
the,
idea-
the slot bar visual?
yeah, I'm thinking about that. That actually could be 8 days later. That could actually be a very interesting storytelling.
By the way,
It's
first time they've done something like that properly. Isn't that funny? They didn't do it for the 2-week gap before, but now they've done it, even though he immediately says it. So,
Michael was stuck in his house.
just, I understand they're having to piece this together from their own, well, failure, and 1.0 was a nightmare kaleidoscope of ideas. But you could have done a little more here.
But she wasn't around.
Did
I spoke
this?
with her manager, a Korean,
Korean
about
man.
Vella and Sammy.
I'm looking
They
for
offered
a
very
Chinese
good
person.
She said she needed to take some time off, so I gave it to her.
Sorry, I'm quoting my favorite bad game, Shenmue, which is to say I don't. It's not my. Oh,
I hadn't spoken with Rory since that night either. As soon as we got out, Vella went into depth on her soul survivors and metaphysics. Then he ran off saying he needed to clear his head.
I still don't know what that
Just
SNES
like that.
game is.
All alone again. I listened to cassette tapes of old music.
Tolok.
Alan Bowen, Nico Sekalakos, Andrew Allenson.
Yeah, that's one of the two creators.
I'm guessing
Except listen
probably
to
the one that's
soaring
involved in a
strings
lot
and
of the
strangely
music.
syncopated
Look.
bass line of Symphony 7
What?
flat by Andrew Allenson.
Like, what?
I replayed that night in my head.
Why are you having this character wanking for you? So one of the consistent problems with this game is that there's a lot of lines people like to draw in the sand about how Alex is a self-insert for the brothers. And while I don't agree, because I think that most
so
creators
listen up.
end up putting
Since a soul
some part
survivor
of
has spent a
themselves
lot of
into
time
their
down here,
characters,
it's
when you
likely they're
have
going to find some
the
very
character
strange
you
things.
made wanking
call
about
them,
how great you are, that
breaks
doesn't
in
help
reality.
things.
You may have seen some before,
Imagine if
so
my
relax.
current
Don't
D&D
freak out
game,
if you see them.
Drammond looked
Our goal is to get
front and
outside
center
where
at
we
you
can
and
talk
said, yeah,
safely.
that DM, they're real smart.
Big fan
Hey,
of
by the way-
God. Not that God,
Hey, by the way,
real one.
the dungeon is going to keep going. You can see me,
No.
like, confused, looking at the screen, going, what? What?
I thought we were
Why
done
am
with
I
the
here?
sewer. Why are we still in the sewer? What do you mean there's a save point? I thought we were 8 days later.
Yeah, I was excited because I was like, oh, they're not going to fuck around anymore. Yeah, I got $100 in this chest that apparently the soul survivor was sitting in front of. I immediately wandered into the mine dungeon, then realized killing the golden alpaca barely gave me XP. Oh, I was supposed to be complaining about postmodern nonsense. So, like, I'm not a labels person, and typically when somebody tries to label something, I find it to be annoying because I'm more interested about the depth of whatever the media is. I want to know what it's trying to say, not what labels its attempt to invoke. And the problem is that more often than not, when they invoke something in this game, it makes me go, okay, but why? Look at these stupid Sonic OCs. Like, this music is so nice and pleasant, and now... Modern speed! You're too slow! Come on, step it up! Like... Okay, what... Are we supposed to take something from this? Is the choice of these enemies meant to be representative of something? Or is it just here because it's abstract? It's, wow, it's so random, or whatever.
Wearing this fruity pink background with these throws that don't mean anything right now. This is
There's nothing wrong with a game having weird imagery that doesn't immediately make sense. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. That makes sense. I understand. The problem is, you can't have it both ways. You can't have things that are meant to signify something and then also have nonsense. Also, that time when Alex attacked, his cards were attached to the front of his body for some reason.
I think the amount of abstract imagery you can get away with in a media is directly proportional to how much of it actually does in fact, like what?
Look,
what?
It's a pimp alligator and a slime girl. Assumedly, the alligator is pimping the slime girl.
What is this sewer community?
Once again, well, I don't think they're people. They're supposed to be like ego concepts or something. Once again, it feels like one step removed rather than it makes any sense. It's a crocodile, but he has a big diddy clock and like a pimp hat and a pimp cane. Okay.
Is the crocodile why the Goo Girls exist and are sexy?
Like, I don't know. Why is he here? He apparently can throw his hat at you. But, and I'm not saying he's a bad design. If all the designs were animal or object plus other idea, that would be fine. But these slime girls do not have an additional concept on them besides being a slime girl.
Photo shoot!
And more importantly, what does a pimp crocodile have to do with the inner workings of the mind, let alone a slime girl?
I mean, the only connection I can think of is specifically to the fact that we were in a sewer, and that's not relevant. It's not supposed to be relevant. We're not supposed to be experiencing normal sewer encounters.
And if we wanted to do weird augmented sewer encounters, then why are some of them just a rat? Why do we have a bat encounter and then crocodile wearing some bullshit? Like, get rid of the bat then.
Does this exist because one of these people heard the
rumor? Oh,
that...
look who's not dead.
How many times will
I don't know,
die?
like 5? I think it's at this moment I start thinking to myself, do I even want to fight these enemies? Do I care? Seems like Superstar Michael is paying out. Oh look, now it's a mermaid who is just, remind you, a mermaid, except she has a fire attack. And some slime girls. I think I'm going to flash some Persona 3 and Persona 4 shadow designs on screen right now. It's because I want to make a contrast. Because I think a lot of this game is attempting, besides trying to ape Earthbound, another game with good monster designs that are abstract and weird and strange, and a lot of Earthbound influence in this game. But are they trying to go for, look, it's like a big mole? And in Earthbound, one of my favorite jokes, I don't know if you remember when we watched Vinny play it, is you go into a place with some big moles, and each of the moles claims, oh yeah, well, I'll have you know I'm the second strongest mole. And then you get to the next one, and he says pretty much the same thing. And then you kill every mole, and they all claim to be the second strongest.
There's a writing happening here, even if it's a silly
There's a joke. There are weird trash monsters. You get attacked by a train, or not a train, a police car, or a fucking stop sign or something. Meanwhile, there's a stop sign enemy in this game, and you just look at it and you go, Earthbound?
Are we?
Yeah. Heck yeah, I played video game.
Blood.
That she doesn't have blood, Vampire Man. I mean, I hope she doesn't have blood.
Does goo count as blood?
No. I think, although blood is technically goo, I don't think that like they, as an example, they're currently keeping the music from changing, so it stays in this nice sad little beat, and that would be fine if you were doing this for a couple minutes, if we were just walking through this. But this is going to take like 10, 15 minutes, so by the time we get out of this fucking place, you will no longer even coherently remember that overly long-winded explanation that was just fed to you. So you're not going to remember most of it besides Soul Survivor. They're like you, but from another world that blew up. And
the soul of a you that escaped the end of their reality.
What am I doing?
I'm staring at the golden alpaca.
I'm so close to getting out. I'm almost there.
Are we almost there? No.
Oh no, we've got a good amount of dungeon left. And a puzzle that'll briefly confuse
The
me.
exit.
Oh my god, I can jump now. Whee!
Oh my god, a jump?
Yeah, one of the like things is they gave me this cat that lets me steal items, and then they make it annoying so I can't grab the item.
You have to hit the chest from the very front.
No, you don't. You just they sometimes put invisible walls around the cat so the cat won't touch it. And then we get our ass kicked. Like, once again, sad music. Shitty OC.
I think if they had enemies in here, they should simply be the kind that you can hit once and move on from.
Yeah, it should have just been like little slimes and stuff. Or little poos and rats. But instead it's like these guys actively, well, I think they're very funny. They are actively wasting your time because they aren't doing any damage. They don't hurt me. They just constantly waste your time and take a bunch of turns. So then you just have to listen to the same 3 lines over and over again in between each of the characters going, ow, Alex, ow, ah. I can't say this is, like, one of the concepts about misery and horror is that you need to sometimes lighten the mood because people cannot stay in a persistent state of like that without it making them miserable and they no longer want to experience it. One of the most classic examples being Resident Evil having the safe rooms where you step in and it has a really nice theme and you go, oh, okay, I'm okay now, I'm okay now, I'm okay now. This is, maybe they're trying to be like, well, now you're having a fun little dungeon time.
But this isn't fun.
Well, yeah, this is, that's not fun. Mainly because these enemies aren't very interesting, and what I'm more interested in is moving the narrative along, and most of these enemies are not threatening. So they're just in my way.
Yeah, you ideally, you would want to try and maintain the emotional beat that was set up by the end of the Golden Alpaca fight and the reveal about Rory, but instead, you're fighting 3 of his shitty Santa OCs.
I think at this moment, one of my players is... Oh, by the way, I just did that for a shitty healing item. It wasn't even like a valuable item in that box. I think the reason I keep stopping is one of my players is asking me about the D&D game. Specifically asking me about juicy man tits.
Which is a very important facet and narratively relevant to our D&D game.
Don't worry, I can fix him. Look, he's got a VCR for a head. Wow. This is me getting momentarily confused. And it's because there was that one path I didn't take because I assumed it was like... I assumed this was the side path, but in reality it was the main path. Because it wasn't very well, like, stated. And this is actually the side path. And look, some more freaky visuals. And something called a pawn shop. I don't know. And that's a VHS tape, if you don't know what VHSs look like. Maybe that's like a weird, obscure version of it.
Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be a VHS tape.
Well, yeah, about that. Look, that's the same line he said before. It's not even a new line.
They just needed to space out the alpaca appearances in this dungeon, like, by half.
Oh, by the way, the trick was that there's a chest behind that monolith that has 30 silver in it.
And that's why she was saying silver at the pawn shop?
Yeah. Is she selling that shitty poster? And look. Now I can re-jump up here just to waste my time, and it's in fact a VHS question mark?
That's not what a VHS... That's not... I'm pretty sure that is explicitly a different form of now-defunct media storage.
It kind of looks like a laser disc to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's supposed to be a joke?
If it's a joke, they didn't actually put the work into setting up a joke.
That definitely looks like a VHS. Whoa.
What?
I don't know. That proto-woman did that before. Whoa! It's so random! Okay, I do like this room, and this is what made me realize that I think a lot of this content, if not all of it, was in 1.2, which definitely made 1.2 worse.
What do you mean?
That they added this in 1.2 as as part of the cutscene update as well. I don't believe in God. God is dead.
Why is God
He's
in
right there.
those, like, the bottom quotes?
So the thick mommy GF Soul Survivor is here, but they're not like relevant or at all. And B, the God entity is just identical to the other God entity. It's just this is the one that was on the title screen that has the circle behind it. And then you have this entity who's like a pixel guy. I tried to like piece together what's going on here, but by the way, I put Alex in the perfect position. Haha. Haha, XD. Whee! The visuals here are fun. Yeah, you should jump. Don't jump, listener. Never jump. But this entity should jump.
I think what upsets me about, like, particularly the first bit of the sewer dungeon is the fact that this proves that they
Clipping to the
know
stairs.
how to make a much more visually interesting dungeon space.
Yeah, but they already had the old assets, so like they were gonna change it. Eli Lama Sambuchani. I think that's supposed to be Babylonian or something. I don't know, you can't touch him or interact with him. And Mr. Sadman is gonna follow us, but I don't think he's ever gonna be relevant again. Yeah, by the way, no matter what of those answers you say, he says the same thing. Fake choices that don't
Classic
matter.
false dialogue.
Yeah, why do that?
Hey, Vella, think.
God, that shot right there really makes it clear that that's supposed to be his hood.
What the hell
He's
am I
hiding
going
in
to
it.
do?
Yeah,
You
but
guys
it's his hair
realize how
instead.
messed up all this is? My 12-year-old sister killed herself. She died
That's so
right
sad.
here, right where we're standing.
Hey, dude, cool it with that. No one cares about your sister right now. We almost just
That
died
we're
ourselves.
probably fine. Michael has a gun.
Alex, what is wrong with you?
So,
How can you be so
Running
selfish?
Shine comes to the point that he agrees with Alex here.
You're an asshole, Alex.
That,
I thought
like,
you
he
came to
hates
help
Rory deeply.
Yeah,
And
back when you
to
didn't
Snake
lie to
Rar,
us.
I
You
want to
realize
say
you've
has
been
more
leading
of
us on
a
this whole time about your
passive
sister.
opinion,
You
but
acted
my
like this was connected
personal
to Sammy.
opinion is I wish this overpass would fall down and flatten everyone here, except Michael.
Both of you, try
Michael's
and
got
calm
stuff to do.
down. Alex, leave Rory alone. That's
Oh,
uncalled
look, Bella's
for.
playing mommy.
And Rory, breathe.
Well,
with
that's
me.
what women do.
In, out. Yeah, just like that.
Okay, but nobody else was doing it. It was just you. By the way, another point that I'm just taking from the other videos, but they're right. Why do we have another form of inner exposition with these stupid dickheads who... I think about Super Mario 64 for a little while, where there's an enemy who looks at you that's an eyeball, and
Why
if you
did you
spin
just say that
fast
to
enough,
Rory?
it gets like dizzy and falls over. And I momentarily like, what if I spin fast enough? Will they shut
Alex
up?
I know would have
All
never
of this
acted
dialogue
this
is
way.
meaningless too. It's just Alex beating himself up.
Man, school
Oh
really
yeah,
changed
I'm
you.
not. I used to be a good boy, and now I'm a bad boy. Hey, look, IV.
It wasn't school
I'm a
that
bad
changed
boy
you. Just
now.
think about it,
Mind
dude.
you, they spelt it 1V, which is just not
Why are you
right,
such a
but
dick,
whatever.
Alex? Seriously, man, keep it together.
You're supposed to use I. It's not one.
I know you got scared because
Are we supposed to imply that Alex doesn't know how Roman numerals work?
I don't get. You know full well that
I
you're
mean,
overreacting, but you just
there's
won't back
nothing that
down.
implies he
Will it kill you to
does.
say you're sorry?
I
Seriously,
suppose.
just say you're
And
sorry.
like the two-door visual and all this, or the
You know, you
two-chair
really
visual and all this
this once that hot
nonsense.
head of yours has cooled it. Bella's not ever gonna go on a date with you, and Michael's gonna find better.
Oh my
friends in
God, he
college.
has an inner turmoil. Oh, poor baby.
Inner turmoil that hasn't been shown at all up until this point when he has
Seriously,
Except-
persistently been a
being such a
dickhead.
loser.
Well, yeah, but here's the problem. We now have inner
Stuck up rich
turmoil
kid
that
who
is
never
shown
known
by
a real
Panda.
world problem
We have
in his
inner
life.
turmoil shown by the new visual of him being in his little room. We have this fucking thing, which
I think the same thing, actually. Okay,
So now you're going back to reality. Are you ready to back down?
And you can see how little I want to be here.
I'm
Like,
trying
I
to
start
get through
skipping-
dialogue as fast as
Because
possible.
Yeah, because it's
How do you
meaningless.
expect me
It
to
doesn't
remain
mean
calm
anything,
with
and then
all
he
this
just does
crazy
this.
shit going on around
Look,
us?
he
Just 'cause
on
you're
the
cool with
inside,
soul
he knows he's
survivors and
supposed to be a
astral
good
projection or whatever the hell
person,
you
but
yell
on the
about,
outside,
doesn't mean everyone else
He
is.
ignores
One of
this
the,
fact.
Alex, shut up! Stop it!
Actually,
This
yes,
isn't
it
all
is.
about
The
you,
entire
you know?
game is around
Like-
Alex and his existence. He is the
Fine.
most important person in reality.
You said that this isn't about Sammy, but don't you think there is a connection? Don't you realize Sammy was probably taken by one of those soul
I mean, he
creeps?
was. He was definitely taken by. She was taken
No,
by
that's
soul
not
survivors.
Right. That isn't how this works.
This
Soul
is a
survivors
question that
wouldn't
has
take
now been
someone like
answered,
that.
though
They
it
have
could have
no
been
interest
answered
in
earlier
such
by
things.
Vella if they
They've
just like asked
transcended
her
things like
properly.
kidnapping or
But
anger or
Alex
any other
saw
motivation
them,
for
and they
that.
were clearly soul
Transcending?
survivors.
What does that even mean?
They see the universe for what it is. They see how
Wait, so
temporary
are
our
they
worldly
looking to
wants
have a
and
new body,
desires
or are they above it
There
all?
is nothing they can gain from taking a living being.
Are they okay?
likely
So the
that
other,
Sammy
so
herself has
Rory's was
simply
trying
left
to come
this
back to reality, but now
The reality?
they whatever.
You think she left her body or whatever?
This is.
Then you
I've
obviously
had
weren't
this
listening
problem
when I
occur
said
in
she
some
was
of my D&D
taken by
games
two
when I've
of those soul
overcomplicated
survivors.
some kind of
You weren't
mechanic
there
or
when she was
abstract
screaming
idea
for
in the
them not to
world,
take her
which is
again.
why I typically
Okay,
attempt to work
give
on
me a second
simple
to think.
things
I'm sure I
and
can
using
explain
some variant
Look,
of
guys, I'll
actual
see you
real
around.
world
This is seriously the last
mechanics,
time I hang out with people I
like
met on the
spirit dynamism in my current dungeon meshy game is based on actual fluid dynamics.
Wait!
Bye, Rory.
Rory! Great, Alex. Now look what you
Yeah.
did.
Now you have to make a decision whether or not
Hey,
you
this
want him
isn't
to
my
kill
fault.
yourself.
Don't blame
kill
that
yourself.
on me.
Kill
He's
himself.
the one who lied to us.
Dude, he
Like
was
look at
obviously
Michael's
just hurt.
face here.
Just
That
He
does
looks
not
happy
match
when
what's
he's
going
happy.
on.
Could
He's
you
Yeah, he
just
looks like
chilling.
he's-
exactly what was going
Yeah,
on?
he's
Even hiding behind a computer.
also. Why is
Can't
Alex
help but think
smaller
what
in this
people
shot?
think of you.
Alex, you need to clear your head.
I don't think pink
Michael,
is Vella's
you go
color. It
back home
clearly
with
should be a
Alex.
deeper
I'm
red.
gonna go figure some
Or
things
is it
out.
supposed
I'll
to
in
be?
touch
I honestly
with you.
can't
In the
tell.
meantime,
No, it's
try
definitely
not to be
like a
such
fuchsia.
jerk to your friends.
Yeah.
Hey, that kid isn't my friend.
Cool it, man.
Is
You're
he?
missing the point.
Yeah, oh yeah, so my point is that this entire scene sucks, and it is an arbitrary...
Click.
Don't worry about it. It is an arbitrary attempt to make them have a fight so that they can then make up later, because they are attempting to ape an idea in Persona 3.
Okay. Maybe I blew up at Rory. Maybe he didn't deserve that abuse. I'll admit that much. I was scared. So many odd things were happening around me, and I didn't handle it very well. First I met Sammy, then I lost Sammy. Then I met Rory.
So in
and
Persona
lost
3,
Carrie.
one of the best parts about it is
For
the
a
fact that the
moment,
party
I
is
was
almost
saying
constantly
goodbye.
at odds in the early part of the
I
game.
have to remind
Junpei
myself
is
that
a
I didn't
constant
really know
annoyance.
Sammy.
He is stupid and arrogant, and he's
Only
gonna get
once.
people in trouble.
Still,
Mitsuru is cold, not telling people anything, and
Okay, so
I see.
what's
Look, now we have to
troubling
listen
you,
to Panda
Alex?
yap.
how could you
We've
tell
gone from
something's
one
troubling me?
self-talk to another self-talk
You're
with a
making
funny
your
voice.
I'm thinking
Mhm.
face.
So
worst
you
version.
have
Thinking about what Vella
you
said.
have
Detaching your soul
Mitsuru
from
being
your body.
Mitsuru. You
She
have
seemed
Yukari
convinced that Sammy
being
had done that.
constantly bitchy,
Something
and not
was
like.
wrong. Sammy was
There's a
taking my
reason
son.
for her behavior,
She
but the
struggled,
way
and
she
she
treats
tried to fight it
Mitsuru
off.
makes you go, Just
doesn't
stop
seem
it,
like she allowed
Yukari."
her mind
But
to
all of
separate
those
from her
parts
body.
of those opening characters' tensions
then, I've just
are
had this
meant to be
terrible, dark
built
gloom follow me.
together
No matter
towards
what I
a
do,
greater point.
can't
They
shake
are
this feeling.
interacting, they get over it,
just feel
they
like all my
grow,
focus is
they
on
learn.
being all this
And
time.
all of those things are based on
my
real
physics
problems
capable
with
of finding
those
the soul
characters.
survivors made me forget about
Mitsuru
finding
has
Sammy.
problems. She is not well developed in
Should be out
terms
there
of
looking for
handling
her.
friends and social situations, and she's only good at handling,
Do you really
like,
even know anything about
being
her?
a leader or taking a presentation sort of standpoint. But interacting in a moment to moment, she's not good at it. Yukari is
was in
convinced that
this conversation
Mitsuru is
here?
responsible for the death of her father. Junpei has a severe conflict about feeling like he isn't good enough. Oh, my Game Boy. Anyway, all of these ideas like pan out, and they grow and adapt and change. So this is what I think they're attempting to do, is that they want there to be a moment, fucking Beetle, Alex, fucking frog, Alex is supposed to be growing with them, but it just doesn't fucking work. Because the idea of this entire argument feels artificial and fake. It is forced into the narrative, not feeling like a natural conflict of personalities.
They also
and it feels like
they don't spend enough time with these characters interacting naturally in a way that organically builds their interpersonal conflicts. They've known each other for less than a week, and Alex yelled at Rory because he's mad that he lied about his sister killing herself.
At the point in which Yukari and Mitsuru start to come to not actual blows, but to verbal blows, this is just a side quest that is not a side quest and is actually a main quest, despite appearing like a side quest. You cannot avoid it. Also, it's where Michael reveals his true power, but anyway. By the time that they have come to real blows and they're genuinely being like vicious towards, Yukari is being vicious towards Mitsuru and she's just taking it because she's Mitsuru. It is hundreds of lines of dialogue from each of the characters, and they're not just like, yeah, so the mechanics of the persona is that if you rub some chicken on your face, you'll blah, 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 blah. It's finding out little things about preferences they have as characters, how they feel about being constantly sent into Tartarus, all of the constant struggles of their life and just being a high schooler. They are building a character. In comparison, we have seen Rory for a collective 50, 60 lines, and most of them are just him quoting nonsense at us and his own spiritual or pseudo-spirituality that he's made up that is almost kind of right. Yeah, none of this is important. It's just representing the natural tendency of toxicity in these communities. The timestamp thing, people trying to figure out why they're weird, because the timestamp doesn't make any sense. It's like a really screwed up number. Yeah, anyway, Persona 3 good. This game can't be Persona, and they don't know how to actively write these characters correctly to make these conflicts feel legitimate. They feel artificial, which is why it makes people angry.
That's why people don't want to look at them. They don't want to read this. They don't care.
Opulent Owl won't stop posting about the hoax thing. That was real, by the way. People thought that Elisa Lam wasn't a real woman. They also thought she was a trans woman, which wasn't true. And it's welcome to the fact that transvestigators have in reality been around for way longer than you think.
How bad do you want to do Elevator Girl?
Yeah. I didn't even want to comment on it, but that is also another part of it. You should see the comments around any political figure or any important woman. Doesn't matter who. If they have tits, someone is going to say they want to shag them. Oh yeah, this is... I should be talking about this. This is Claudio. Not Reaction OD, the first person. That is Claudio talking about his kids, or his baby brother missing. And then Reaction OD is like, Lamau, I took your brother. And then Opulent Owl's being an asshole. Michael says, Pixar, it didn't happen, which, shut up, Michael. Then Paper Shivers, that's Claudio. Yeah, sometimes you're cool, sometimes you're helping with the elevator girl. Sometimes you just make jokes about kidnapping other people's brothers. Fuck you. Reaction OD being a shithead. And because Reaction OD is a longtime runner, he's from some of the original posts. Michael is refusing to just ban him. Here, this is me scrolling down to go try to find him. I can't remember which post he's on immediately, but I do think I figured it out pretty quick. Yeah, see, there he is. He's the guy who posted the original Elevator Girl video. And the reason why he's getting away with it, despite there's another person who was being a dickhead and got banned by Michael almost immediately. And it's because he's been around, so he's getting like an extra, what do you call it? he's getting extra leeway
He's
from
got
Michael.
social capital.
Yeah, despite the fact that he's making fun of Claudio's very real missing brother. And this is authentic to this, like, nonsense. This is a side quest that Michael gives you, which is just that, remember when I mentioned the stop sign that confused the shit out of me at the end of that one night?
Yeah.
Apparently it's a side quest.
Ah.
I guess I just never saw anyone mention it because nobody cared. Oh yeah, most of this is nonsense. This is mommy at pacificchime.keck. Really?
God, that's so bad.
They're like really nice little emails too. She's just trying to be like, you should get a job. You should get a dad. I don't know why I'm so momentarily interested in this clearly fake, like, letter.
The scam email.
Yeah. And there's mom being like, can you please find a job, you stupid little baby? Yeah, so this is like a fake set of movies in this narrative that they keep bringing up about Kisagi X, who I guess is meant to be like a Del Toro type.
Also, why is Alex getting emails from this guy off of Onism about movies?
I don't know, we never meet him or talk to him or know who this fucking guy is.
There's so much more. They're doing a decent job displaying what being on an occult, like the forum stuff, they seem to have put a lot of thought into and displaying what
Hey
people
Alex,
like.
I've had this melody stuck on my head. My brother Michael used to sing it all the time. It was your sister's favorite song. Do you remember what her favorite song was? I really wish I could remember the name. I think it had something to do with meeting in a dream. Anyway, let me know. I'd love to play the song for mom to cheer her up. Sorry, that was actually relevant.
The Michael
Which
brother.
reveals that, yeah, Simon is apparently his invisible brother.
The one that helped him make... No, I'm not
Also,
thinking-
I thought it was funny that I went and sat at the computer for like 20 minutes and ignored the mom.
True Alex behavior.
How was work?
Terrible.
I'm role
I've slept
playing.
at the office for the past few weeks. I smell, I need a shower, and I don't even work in fast food anymore.
How's the project coming? Everything done?
Yeah, it's done.
Why is her soul
Would you
color
mind
blue?
Sitting down for a bit? I need to talk to you about
Who
something
else
serious.
is blue? Is anyone else blue?
What's wrong?
Alex,
Michael?
well, basically, they let everyone go at work. They fired everyone in my department. So, looks like I'm out of work for a while.
Holy crap! Can they do
This
that?
is, no.
Aren't you, like, the project
This is
lead?
tragic and all,
How can they
but I don't
fire
think
you
it's
when
very
you're the
authentic
boss?
considering that his mom clearly has a lot of experience and is in the fucking 90s. This is the point in which people in the tech industry were doing the best.
It would take her a week to find a new job at most.
It might not even take that. I'd be surprised if somebody hadn't already emailed her a new job.
College fund. That should have been separate from your unemployment fund.
Well, Alex, it was. But I had budgeted for you and your sister to spend only 4 years at college. You graduated in 5 and a quarter. That money had to come from somewhere.
So what do we do?
Well, Mr. Bachelor's degree, how about you get a job? I paid
And then
a
he's
lot
gonna
of money for that
inauthentically try to
fancy
find
degree
one.
of yours.
And
Doesn't
then
have
just
to be today.
go continue
but
doing,
by the end of the week,
you know, game
you
stuff.
should at least have some
I don't know
interviews
how
lined up.
easy it was to find interviews in the 90s, or 99 at least, because it's not like that now. Oh, I've been applying for jobs so much and not getting them. It's probably because I'm a... Oh, I decided on what the sound will be. It's so long to get Bowser.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Don't you want to work for yourself?
Keep him guessing.
Mom did everything.
Just be
You
nice.
can see I don't care anymore.
Go punch a wall or throw the panda or something. I hate when we act this way.
I mean, this just nothing ever comes of this internal dialogue. He doesn't change his behavior.
You love your mom, and you're grateful.
He doesn't just go get a fucking job.
He just pretends, and then later Rory is literally going to be like, I can get you a job. And he's like, I don't want it, though.
It's easy.
And it's just because he's a wheedly little worm.
Yeah, you've totally changed, but...
Yeah, see, that contribute to the family by me. You can't. And I just looked at my inventory. I have $400 in my pocket. What if I just handed... Hey, here's $300, Mom. I'm gonna go climb into the soul space and find some money by beating up ghosts. Oh, look, there's a doll. A plastic baby doll. Look, I just found a plastic baby doll.
Yeah, Mom, I got a job. It's
Hey, remember Rory mentioned something about freaky little dolls and toys being found in places? That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What?
Yeah, this was the moment I was like, oh my god, YIIK is good again?
This is the moment which you stopped and started messaging me at work, like, oh god, oh god.
It's a good outfit. Just what I needed. This is the exact type of plastic I need to melt down for my project. You can have these for being such a good boy. They're cursed goggles that let you see folks from other realities. They're friends of mine. Tell them Jocasta said hi.
The amount of boob squish going on in that model.
Yeah, I know. They actually boob squished her correctly. That's what made me go, wow.
That's a complicated pose for it. How much time was put into...
So, yeah, well, when somebody gets horny, when your dick is hard, you can put a lot of work into something. Yeah, I'm immediately just, like, hypnotized by this and thinking to myself, I should draw this. Truly some next level goonery. I give it a thumbs up.
Are you thinking of going back into Alex's room?
That and I'm texting you. I'm definitely like, oh my god, YIIK is good again. After the fucking decline of that earlier shit. Sorry, I shouldn't be eating. I'm putting food in my mouth. I'm starving. I could have waited 10 seconds. The video's almost over. Me when there's thick mommy GF.
It completely throws you off. Your game cannot be maintained in the face of Jocasta, who is now aptly named.
Yeah, I wasn't fully prepared for that to occur. It definitely got me.
I mean, it counts as art if it gets a reaction out of you, and I guess that's art.
I know what our thumbnail is going to be for this episode.
Oh god, yeah, I don't know. Maybe do some artful image insertion so you can get past the fucking filter. Why are her toes so visible in those stockings?
You know why.
I don't want to know why. I want it to not be there.
Look, all I'm saying is I'm not editing it. It's part of the game. I'm gonna add a background color so it looks all clean, and that'll be it.
You're gonna isolate her from the bed.
No, maybe not. Either way, I mean, that's a positive. However, this whole episode was mostly just schlock writing that made me angry.
Well, schlock writing that is not from this updated new version of the game. I think the main new stuff we saw was that the extended portion of the dungeon is 1.2. I just hadn't seen it before. There's
some details that are new, but a lot of it was crap. And most of it, if it was me, okay, I'm gonna tell the listener something that's pretty autistic of me. At one point in my hyper fixation on this game, I became convinced that I could break into the version 1.2 and then begin to rewrite the game to fix these problems, because a lot of these ideas are not intrinsically flawed. The idea of the soul space, soul survivors, and all this are good ideas, but the execution and the way they are depicted and displayed is bad. This slurry of dialogue in between combat is bad. It is not how you make someone internalize this information. It's like reading a book in between you throwing books at me. I'm not going to remember anything, because all I remember is the slime girls and the pimp crocodile. And
Sonic.
And Sonic, you're too slow.
You're not gonna remember the ambiance. You're not gonna remember the strong emotional beats. You're just gonna remember, wow, Alex is an asshole, and oh god, Jocasta thighs.
Why does Rory have a hood for hair? Why does Rory have a hood for hair? Ooh, Jocasta. So,
hi, Jocasta. How are you doing?
Look, I'm not less hopeful about the game. I'm just slightly depressed that they didn't do something better with this. Maybe in YIIK fucking 5, because I'm honestly convinced that they are attempting to go for a narrative that there are 4 versions of YIIK, despite the fact that I'm pretty sure there's 5. But whatever.
If they... Are you saying you think they're gonna produce like another version of YIIK after this, and you will have to
they'll delete
again?
this version just out of existence, and it'll have bad combat again.
No, they
I don't know.
They've shown the ability to improve on the things they've done wrong before, except for like a lot of the writing. And so like keep the thing you've done this right. The combat is good. Please, Act Studios, Allenson Brothers, don't change the combat again.
Yeah, don't do that. Maybe fix the music, but I'll talk about this on a later episode, but something I've been meaning to do is make a video about YIIK, because like everyone else who's made a multi-hour long video about YIIK, it's because I'm hoping that by doing so I can cleanse it from my soul. And I think what I want to name mine is the Ship of YIIK, named after the Ship of Theseus, because that's what it reminds me of. As if they had taken the Ship of Theseus and continued to replace parts as they continue to change the process, or they continue to change the story as a normal process for writing. That makes sense. Things change, you rewrite stuff. But instead of removing it, they just kept bolting it back onto the ship. They just kept re-adding things back in, despite them no longer being important. Sammy being from a reality where a Korean general has taken over the world and is attempting to hunt down Alex in order to fuel or turn him into like juice to power his interdimensional robot so that he can fight God or whatever the hell was going on, does not matter to this plot at all and should not be brought up or relevant. And instead, there's just enough of a sprinkling of it to make you go, but why? They seem to think that by implying things, that is world building. But no, it's just pointless taff you've left on, and it should have been cut. That whole cut, that Golden Alpaca can stay, fine, but that whole scene should have been cut and replaced. It isn't well done. And we're going to see what's in the next episode soon enough, so let's call it here. Another video in the belows. Hey, you should subscribe and comment, please. I don't want to do that regularly, but if you've somehow made it to the end of this video, can you please hit the subscribe button for me? And if you don't, I'm going to take Casper and I'm going to fucking do something terrible to him. I'm going to take his blankie and set it on fire in front of his face. I wouldn't do that. If only because he'd probably attack me.
Oh yeah, he would defend his blankie to the ends of the earth. You're just going to suplex him into a big pile of pillows and then tucky him in.
Well, he goes, Anyway.
Thank
Bye,
you for
listeners.
Watching. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
What?
Remember, if a weird, thick robot mommy appears on your bed, you should, in fact, give her your baby.
Say yes.